Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving you the final review on the Swiss Arabian samples. Before I begin, so I'm not going to go over everything. There was too many, we're not going to be here for an hour. I'm going to go over a few that are very hyped in my opinion about them and which ones for me are worth a full bottle and I would love to have eventually a full bottle of. So first of all, let me begin with saying, if you are interested in more than one fragrance from Swiss Arabia, or you have a fragrance and you love it, and you're like, wow, they really do make interesting Middle Eastern and great quality fragrances, I wonder what else they have, get the bloody sample kit. You can get it on their website. I even found it on Amazon. You need it. If you want more than one fragrance, get the sample kit. From everything, that is what my recommendation is. Get the kit. They're not just different fragrances or challenging. They change so much. Every single time they smell different, you pick up on something different. They are very specific for moods and weathers and climates and elevations, and they change, and I tested it in different scenarios and climates and elevations, and they all just smell differently. So let's begin. Let's hit the big boys first and my thoughts about them. Casablanca, I don't want a full bottle. I see the appeal, but I don't want a full bottle. Is it caramelized, fruity, sweet? Yes, but all the reviews really fail to mention that there's a lot of other elements to it. There is that musk, there is that caramel, and there's woody notes. The combination gives something slightly animalic, and for me, it just it clashes with those fruits. It's just an unpleasant background that kind of follows it around. I'm not a fan. It doesn't sit well with me. I think it is a safer choice for somebody that lives in a climate that actually provides you with 4 seasons, meaning your fall is a true fall. Your leaves are changing. The ground is wet. The leaves kind of get all wet and squishy, and you have that. And so that caramel with that woody notes, it will work a lot better with that environment, those associations, and that scent in the air. Living in Arizona where the air smells like dust, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. And I'm very happy to have found a few reviews that said the same thing, that they weren't a fan. It's not the worst thing they ever smelled, but no. And I'm saying no. To me, big no. The other one, Shaghaf Oud. It's only okay. I think Shaghaf Oud is way overhyped. Crazily overhyped. I really don't get the big hype. There's a lot of other fragrances that have oud that in my opinion are significantly better. And even, you know, Swiss Arabia has better ouds than that. For me, it's too much. It's not just that it's strong. I love strong fragrances. It's just that it's a lot of oud, a lot of sweet. It's in your face. It's obnoxious. There's no melody in there. There's no beauty in there. There's no elegance, sophistication, sexiness, alertness. There's nothing there. It's just sweet, oud, boom. It just yells. You know, it's just like somebody that is obnoxious and just yells to be noticed. That's what it is to me. There's no, it lacks a lot of elements to me. So no, I don't want a full bottle of that, even though the bottle is really pretty. Now, let's go over the ones that I do like. If I don't mention something, it's just because either I really didn't like it or I'm like, whatever. It's not worth mentioning. There's other fragrances that are just better. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're like, whatever. So, all right. So from the very light ones, just have them right here. Actually, the edge. I do like the edge for woman and the edge intense. The intense has green notes. The original just edge, it's more of like a very musky, powdery, sweet floral. It's great. It's really, but it has that Middle Eastern twist to it. I really like it. I think for like spring or something, you know, like with a shirt like this, works beautifully, performs fantastic. Um, the Intense is sharp, green, fresh, with that same kind of musk, but you really notice that sharpness of that green. Kind of shampooy, you know, but I like it. It gives you that freshness, but it's different, it's unique, it's interesting, and they have more notes than just soap shampoo. There's more to it. So I really like them. Yeah, they really did grow on me. The other ones, they're also kind of in that fresh family. They're fine. There's just nothing to speak to rave about. Maybe in the summer I will appreciate them more, but for right now, this is my my pick from those freshy ones. Moving on, I did misplace Gharam and Serh Al Sheila. Gharam, I will say it's a very good quality oud. It's a really good quality oud. It's sweet, not too sweet. It's dry, not too dry, but it's very oud. The oud is not shy, but it's not obnoxious. It's an elegant, aggressive oud. It's definitely for people who really love oud. And if you're looking for something special but not mainstream like the Shaghaf oud, I think Haram is very good. But you need to have good tolerance for oud. You need to know that you love oud. You want to smell like oud, and you want to smell like oud for a very long time. That's what it's going to give you, but it's very good. Serh Al Sheila, it's in my wish list. It is a stunning, amazing, phenomenal, a must-have oud rose with the oud to be very, very light and soft. It's very deep, it's sweet, it's very heavy. It's not a light fragrance, it's heavy. It's a winter fall, and that rose is just deep and voluptuous and red and rich. Stunning fragrance. Not for the weak of heart. It's definitely a very bold, feminine rose and oud. More rose, less oud. Some sweetness and some woody notes. I don't know. It's amazing. But that one is a yes for me. Now, the other ones, Wajd. Wajd. Oh, I love it. So Wajd, to me, it's almost like there's oud in there, but there isn't. I think it's amber. So there's a lot of other notes that a fragrance can have that will give you the smell of oud without having oud in there. And Wajd is one of them, and it's beautiful. It's warm. It's sweet. It's one of my favorites. Wajd is absolutely beautiful. I think it also has, is it Wajd or Amaken? So that's the other one that I also adore. Amaken, I think it's more fruity, but it really, really reminds me of black opium. It does. It's that, there's something, it's deep, it's sexy, it's like a raspberry, but dark berry. I don't know. It's very unique and very sexy fragrance. It's bold. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. Like when you, it can, if you're sensitive, this can be stuffy. So this is really good for cold weather or wind. You want that wind to move that fragrance around so you're not like just it has thickness to it, but it's beautiful. Very, very, it just reminds me of black poison, right? Yeah, no, poison. Where are you? No, that's hypnotic poison. Black opium. Always confuse the two. Reminds me of black opium. So Amaken, heck to the yes. Wajd. Oh, like I said, yes. A must. It's perfect. It's perfect. If you want something that is it's still very Middle Eastern. The Middle Eastern is not hiding, but it's very easy. That's Wajd. It's very Middle Eastern, but it's also very easy. Like no note there is to anything. They're very pronounced, but they're not aggressive. They don't take over. It's just amazing. Then, so now there's two ouds, like literally ouds. Those are the ones that I do love from Swiss Arabia. Let's talk about them. So let's begin with Inara oud. So I prefer Inara oud all over Shaghaf oud. There's just more to it. I think there's like, again, there's more fruit to it. There's the oud, and it's a smoky oud. So Shaghaf oud Aswad is the black bottle. Yeah, dang it. Okay, let's put you on the other. So this oud, first of all, it's a dry oud. It has leather and tobacco as well. The opening is yeah, it's not light. It's not light. A little bit of almost like a gasoline. Masculine, just because it's so aggressive. There's like no sweetness, no floral. There's nothing feminine about it at all, but like in a very like way. At the beginning, I hated it. I hated it because the opening is so... There's nothing beautiful about the opening, okay? It's not like, oh my god, the opening. No, the opening sucks, okay? But the opening doesn't last a very long time. It lasts like 10 minutes or something like that. Like even earlier than that, it will start going down. But what I do like about this is because I have a lot of mainstream fragrances. There's a lot of more mainstream fragrances out there that I find to be beautiful and intoxicating, and I love them. And I'm more comfortable with them. I'm gonna have an easy reach for them. But when I go to something like Swiss Arabia or Middle Eastern, I'm looking for something different, something interesting, something unique, a different twist. So like musks, their ouds, right? Their roses. So how do they do something? And for me, this fragrance is a very unique one. When it calms down, I get a lot more of that tobacco with the oud. To say that I want to have a full bottle, not necessarily. I think this little thing is going to last me a good amount of time. I am looking for a good leather tobacco fragrance that is interesting. Sometimes those notes are, I don't know, they're lacking or hiding behind something, or they're just too much of like a straight up tobacco. I don't know, like I'm looking for my perfect tobacco leather fragrance. But you see, now it's calming down, and that gasoline, great note, isn't it? Gasoline, number one in the opening, the top. It's going away. It is. And something so much, I might even get the full bottle because it's kind of what I'm looking for. It goes away, so the gasoline goes away. Thank God, right? We got there. And if you think of tobacco, I'm thinking of something very of something sweet. It has something sweet to it. And that's what starts to come up. So when all of that weirdness goes away, you're left with that sweet tobacco, leather, and oud. And that's why I love, because all those three notes, they are dominant, but they're equally dominant. So it's not like the oud is in the front and pushes everybody back and is like, I'm here to stay. No, all three of them are equally dominant. So you really get your tobacco, your leather, and your oud. And they're not competing, they're just right there together. It just gets better and better and better. Like right now, it's so good. It's so good. It softens up significantly from the opening. And that soft, sweet tobacco comes up, that, you know, the leather that you want to go like this almost. Worn leather, that cozy, soft leather, and it's smoky from the oud. So yeah, for me, man, Shagaf Oud Aswad is a stunner. It's definitely a very confident fragrance for a female, at least in my opinion, because I mean, there's nothing cute about this. Nothing cute, nothing sexy, nothing feminine. Nothing. That's why I love it. Sometimes the only attention that I want to get from people is fear, you know, and this will make people afraid of you in the best way possible. When you want people to like keep their distance because they're afraid of you, there's your guy. That's how you do it. Yeah. But it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, so these would be my picks. The Wajd, Amaken, Inara Oud, Shagaf Oud Aswad, and Serh Al Sheila. For summer, the Edge, Edge for women, and Edge Intense. Then the other one that I have in my bag, I keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with it. There's something in, so I'm talking about Crystal Rose. There's something there that bugs me a little bit, as it bugs me in the Casablanca. But in Casablanca, it's like a big deal for me. It's like, no. But there, it's like, but I also love the fragrance. So I love it, and then I'm all over the place, and that's it. I decided, yes, I love it. That's the thing with them. They change according to the temperature. It's annoying. They're not consistent. They're one of those, you know, like you can have a fragrance that you love and you will love it all year. It might not be adequate for you to wear in all seasons, but when you smell it in the summer, you're still like, oh, can't wait for the winter to wear you. These ones, you smell it in the summer, you're like, oh God, what was I thinking? And then winter comes, you're like, oh, you smell amazing. Your opinion about it is going to change. Dang it. So, but Crystal Rose, you know what? I really recommend you guys to try Crystal Rose. It's a powdery, musky kind of rose, like a not fuchsia pink, just a darker pink, not just a baby pink, but a bit more pink than that. But it has like that musk, and I think there's also caramel in there. There is caramel. It creates that Middle Eastern vibe, and slightly something animalic about it. That musk. It's like kind of annoying, but I kind of like it. And I think like right now, it's February in Arizona, it's like in the 80s. And I've been really loving it. So, I don't know. I really love it. It's really good. And some of their fragrances are very expensive. Well, I mean, yeah, they have the 100 and something. Then they have fragrances in the 80. Then they have fragrances in their 50, 60. But they also have fragrances 20 something, 30 something. And that's where the Crystal Rose falls. It's not a very expensive fragrance from them at all. And so that one I definitely would recommend. Now, from the oils, just a quick kind of mention from the oils. The oils are fantastic. From section, the first part that I did, that was more like masculine notes. I love them all, but what's worth for me theoretically, if I would buy, then I would say anything that has oud, just because I'm personally not the biggest oud obsessed person. It really needs to really be a good one or a specific one for me to like it. I'm not like just, oh, just bring me all the oud. I'm not that kind of into oud. I'm very picky. But when it comes in an oil form, it gives you the availability of layering, and it doesn't project as much. So if you like your oud to be very soft and polite and stay more in the background and give it more of a body and a feel to a fragrance than being the fragrance, kind of like me, I like it more in the background versus in the front, then using an oil is amazing because it doesn't project crazy. It does last. With whiff of air and movement, you kind of pick it up, and it gives like a vibe. It's like a vibration from the background to whatever fragrance that you're wearing. So I think that's a really good usage of that kind of element. Then from the feminine fragrances, listen, they're all fantastic. The ones that I loved, I really love. They're really, really good. I think they're really good for people that don't like very aggressive fragrances or don't want to sit in a cloud and project and all that. They just want something that just like their skin will smell really good, or somebody comes close and they're like, oh wow, you smell really good. If that's what they're going for, I think that's a really good option. I loved white musk. It's my favorite kind of musk. It's a very clean, sharp musk. It's beautiful. And then the jasmine, for the same purpose as the oud, to layer. It's a very potent jasmine, very, very high potency. So if you love your jasmine, that one is really good one to have. Again, to layer, to add more jasmine to jasmine fragrances if you want that to be even more potent. So, you know, just that and the oud and mix it all up and go wild. But those ones are really good ones. Also had the, what is it? The Spanish sandalwood. I think so. Yeah. Good. Not as potent, but it's really, really good. Right now I have a new fragrance that I purchased by Lalique, Living by Lalique, and it has a lot of very soft wood notes, but they're very woody. And to me, that would be kind of the same purpose, just better because it projects. But yeah, so that would be kind of my review, final review. Listen, it took a long time to come to any kind of conclusion because they're not easy fragrances to come to a conclusion to. Your opinion changes, how they perform changes, what you smell from them changes. One day you pick up on a note that you find, oh God, never. The next day you spray the same fragrance, that note is gone. I don't know. They're very hard to pinpoint. It's just, you know, 7 times out of 10 using it, I liked it, I guess I want a bottle kind of thing. The ones that I did mention are, for me, they were just bulletproof. The Crystal Rose, like I said, it kind of went back and forth, but now I'm just like, yeah, I love it. I love it. It's unique. I love rose. I'm big into rose lately. Jesus. I don't know what happened, but that one is really, really good. I would definitely suggest that one. And Wajd, Amaken, you cannot go wrong with these two. And Serh Al Sheila, can't go wrong with them. Bulletproof, they don't change. You don't dislike them. These are the ones that are, you know, very repetitively good. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. It's kind of hot in here. I feel like my ears are burning. Can you tell? But thanks for joining me. Do subscribe. Till next time. Bye, guys.